watching me from straight across the room. I knew you was the one, I knew I had to take you home. Been to Illusion, been to Inagua, been to Long Island, and Grand Bahama, and Walker's Key. So come go with me to Bay Money. Sing it, y'all, come on. Yeah, that's it. Do it. Everybody. Move your body, come on. Yo, 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 yeah. That's it, people. Don't stop, come on. Let me see what you can do, come on. Yo, 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 yo. I'll take you to my island, show you lots of good time. I'll take you around the world and prove to you that you are mine. I'll buy you lots of things, buy you lots of diamond ring, and anything you want, that's why I have to sing. Been to Illusion, been to Inagua, oh yeah, been there too. Been to Long Island, and Grand Bahama, and Walker's Key. So come go with me to Bay Money. Everybody, come on, let me hear ya. Do it. Yeah. This is the part I like. Yeah. Everybody, come on. One more time, y'all. Do it. All right. This is the part I like right here. Play that solo for me. Let me hear you. Come on, do it. Yeah. Been all around the Bahama Island searching for you, baby. Finally found the right one. We gonna have some fun. Yeah. Do it, y'all. I'll take you to my island, show you lots of good time. I'll take you around the world and be proud that you are mine. I'll buy you lots of things, buy you lots of diamond ring, and anything you want, that's why I have to sing. Been to Illusion, oh yeah. Been to Inagua, been there too. Been to Long Island, all around the Bahama, and Walker's Key. So come go with me, come on, to Bay Money. Everybody, let me hear ya. Do it. Come on, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, join in, come on. Good music. Everybody come along, home along with me. Let me hear you. All right. Don't let no CBS come on like this. And I only on one leg. Come on. Yeah. All right. Watch it now, watch it.
Our love is gonna make it, baby. Our love is gonna make it. Till death do us part is such a very long time, girl. For me to be yours and for you to be mine, girl. But we'll go on living and loving day by day and watch the time slip away. We've had our ups and downs, our quarrels and our fights. We always got it together, babe, and everything has worked out all right. why I truly believe no matter what shakes it, yeah, our love is gonna make it. Baby, our love is gonna make it. When I look around at other chicks in town, girl, they just make me see how good you are for me, girl. So I'll run out and buy you some flowers and candy too, just to show you how much I love you. We've had our ups and downs, our quarrels and our fights. We always got it together, babe, and everything has worked out alright. That's why I truly believe no matter what shakes it, yeah, our love is gonna make it. Baby, our love is gonna make it. Our love is gonna make it. Our love is gonna make it. Baby, our love is gonna make it. Our love is gonna make it, baby. Our love is gonna make it. Love has got to make it, girl. I've gotta be free. I wish that I could love only you. I wish that I could forever be true. I wish that I could always stay by your side. But I find I can't hold back this time. I've gotta be free. Freedom is something you can't explain. What makes the sun shine? What causes the rain? Freedom is something you just can't explain. Gotta have my freedom, girl. I've gotta be free. I wish that I could dry all your tears. Try to remember just the happy years. I know your folks will ask what went wrong. Just smile and tell them he is gone. He's gotta be free. 'Cause freedom is something you can't explain. What makes the sun shine? What causes the rain? Freedom is something you just can't explain. Gotta have my freedom, girl. I've gotta be free. La 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 la.
The sunshine causes the rain. Freedom is something you just can't explain. I've got to have my freedom, girl. I just gotta be free. I've gotta be free. I just gotta be free. Freedom. Freedom.
Don't you understand? I'm a married man. Don't you understand? Let them tease if they like. Do all they can. I'm a happily married man. I said I'm a married man. Don't you understand? I'm a married man. Don't you understand? Let them tease if they like. Do all they can. I'm a happily married man. Genevieve, keep on fooling with me. All I try to turn my back on she. Dorothy, she's just as bad. Because I'm married, she's going mad. But I'm a married man. Don't you understand? I'm a married man. Don't you understand? Let them tease if they like. Do all they can. I'm a happily married man. All right now. Susie May, this rich lady, she called me up just the other day. Say how much she loved, how she adored. Say she could give me love and so much more. But I'm a married man, don't you understand? I'm a married man, don't you understand? Let them tease if they like, do all they can. I'm a happily married man. This bad. Betty Donnet, she thinks I'm mad, cause she looking so good in she mini dress. But what I have home is the very best. Yes, cause I'm a married man. Don't you understand? I'm a married man. Don't you understand? Let them tease if they like. Do all they can. I'm a happily married man. I said I'm a married man.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant, jamming with you on this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Wednesday afternoon out here, October 15, 2025. In the land of living. Hope you guys are okay. Want to be able to talk to you about a couple things. We get set up and squared away to be able to make sure that we can be able to do that. But I kicked off the new series for you. Wanted to be able to talk to you about that new series to let you know exactly what we're doing and how we're going to be doing that, right? So we want you to be able to see that. If my producer could be able to pop that up there, right? Was it too quick? Is it too quick? You got it together? No, not that one. The one you put up first yesterday, which says, I know. That series that we put up yesterday. Yeah, I remember we got the realigner coming out. I got a new series going to be coming on. First person out the gate to be able to talk about that new series, we're going to have Member of Parliament and Parliamentary Secretary in the office. I think in Foreign Affairs. He's in Foreign Affairs. Is none other than Jamal Strawn, who's been doing a fantabulous job in the space of Nassau Village. a fantastic job in the space of a stupendous job in the space of Nassau Village. You know, I've been advocating for him and really pushing him for a long time. Even when I saw him roll out, we did this maybe about 5 years ago, right? And we were on Patio Politics. And I invited him and, a good handful of others to be able to come with me and to do some stuff. He came with me and he brought his good supporters, man, great supporters. And we were on the top of the hill, Market Street, being able to do it, but we did it on the outside because the building wasn't done as yet, right? And so the next time he comes with me, he will be in the building, right? When we get in the campaign time. There's a new series that we got coming out. Let me let you see it right here. Inside the Vision. This is Leadership and Legacy. This is the conversation that we were having, similar to Dissecting Leadership, but I didn't want to call it Dissecting Leadership because I don't have that kind of a structure to do the Dissecting Leadership. I wanted to be able to get the apps down and all these particular things. This transition has done some stuff. And so I just wanted to kind of be able to be as decent as possible as we work on some stuff with you. All right. So inside the Vision, Leadership and Legacy, it's about being able to sit with persons and really being able to dive deep into their concepts, their core desires, what they've been doing in their constituency, their commitment, having persons call in to tell us about that. We're going to be able to come up with a sort of a concept. I don't think I'm going to let people judge them based upon the polling just yet. I still want to be able to do Dissecting Leadership. So I'd let you be able to judge and call in and send your text in, and we could be able to talk to them about that and take it from that particular perspective and that angle, instead of just being able to kind of dive in and do what we did last time. So we're going to make some modifications, and in the midst of making those modifications, we're going to be able to do it like that. All right. So first person out the gate tomorrow is going to be Jamal Strachan. That's how the Americans say it. Strachan is strong. Jamal Strachan is going to be with us tomorrow. He has been doing a marvelous job. Is it too much? Am I pushing it? It may be a little much. But he has been doing a wonderful job. And anyone who is seeking to be able to vie for that position needs to ensure that they have their P's and their Q's together. I'm talking about F&M. I'm talking about COI. I'm talking about independence. You need to know that you better come correctly if you're going to be vying for that particular position, because I don't know what's being said on the ground about him. I really don't know. I don't know what's being said on the ground about him, but we can give you a chance to be able to talk about it, to find out more about it, and to make a determination as to exactly what's what, as to whether or not he is the man with a plan and being able to do these things. They sent me all their stuff in advance, and he has been showing me really what they've been doing in the constituency the entire time. Let me see if I can send this to my producer. I know you can round me. I should have sent this to him a long time. But nonetheless, you got it now. Praise God. Amen. Inside the Vision, Leadership and Legacy, that's what we're going to be talking about as we move up. I sent an invitation to 32 members of Parliament, 33 members of Parliament, including the Prime Minister and the former Prime Minister. 33 members of Parliament. I don't have 6 numbers. Okay? So I have to work on those 6 numbers and see if I can be able to get those persons to be able to sit with me if they're interested. If you're not, then I'm not going to fight you. Right? This is Jamal Strachan. Jamal Strachan, guys, right here. He's going to be with us tomorrow. God spare our lives. He's going to be talking with us tomorrow and being able to get into those particular things. So we'll see exactly what's what and see where they are in Nassau Village, and if they're prepared not only for this by-election but for the general election, which is just on its heels of this potential by-election. Information's in the paper today, guys. Make sure you pick up your papers and read that. And also, I want you to be able to make sure you pick up. I'm good. Make sure you pick up your realigner, man. The realigner is going to be on the newsstands by the weekend. All right. So as soon as I get it, you get it. All right. So you can be able to get it at Keith's. We have it down there on Nassau Road, between Saunders Beach and the Six-Legged Roundabout. All right. Right there, the ladies that actually send newspapers on that stretch right there, we have that. They're going to be selling the papers also. All right. Guys, don't cuss me. Oh, this paper's so small for a whole $1. Oh, don't do that. Just calm down. Just don't do that. We're working, we're building, and we're asking for your support. Now, if you want to give us your support, we're going to fight you. Right? If you don't want to give us your support, we're going to fight you. Right? But if you want to be able to help us out and find us and help us get to a better position and a better space, we would truly appreciate that and appreciate the opportunity to be able to do those things. All right. So pick up your Guardian newspaper, pick up your Tribune newspaper. All the information's in there. You can be able to see exactly what's what. I have been downtown this morning. I didn't let my son go to school today. I did not let my son go to school today. I'm going to tell you what the Prime Minister said. Let's see if we can be able to play a little piece of this. I wanted to break this up, but it's about 37 minutes. And he put some zingers in there. I wanted to play a couple of zingers for you, but I wasn't able to break it up last night. So you could be able to see. It's 14 minutes. I'm sorry, 14. I wasn't able to break it up. Give me the last 5 minutes. Can we do that? The last 5 minutes of it? Okay, no problem. So let's see if we can be able to play a little piece of this. This is the Prime Minister last night, a national address, and more specifically being able to talk about what was happening as it relates to the meeting that he had with Belinda. He never mentioned Belinda's name. He said the presidents in their various capacities and being able to, he's very professional in these particular things. Gave us some insight. Let me see if I can let you hear a little taste of this. Are you ready?
Time. We may have our differences in approach in looking after workers, but our common goal must always be the same, to improve the lives of Bahamian workers. That is what binds us. That is what should guide us forward. We are not done. The next step is to modernize our labor laws to meet the realities of today's world. Work has changed, families have changed, and the laws that protect our workers must change too. We have already started public consultation on our labor reform proposals, and I encourage every Bahamian, every worker, employer, and union leader to take part. These reforms are about building a modern Bahamas, one where work is respected, families are supported, and fairness runs through everything we do. This coming Thursday, I will meet with Sandra Major, President of BECAWU, and representatives from BEMU to continue that national conversation about how we keep moving forward together. I've always respected the role of unions in our national story. My mother and father were trade unionists. My mother, a member of the Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, and my father, an officer of the Public Service Union. They have fought for fairness and have shaped a better Bahamas. But we must remember something. Progress comes from partnership, not confrontation. Others might want a fight, but a fight gets us nowhere. What we need right now is progress. We need respectful conversation. We need to respect each other. We achieve nothing when we talk over one another. We achieve nothing by trading words in the press instead of sitting down and working things through. I believe discussions work best when there is mutual respect and trust. I've always been a respectful and patient listener, and I am open to any conversation held in good faith. But I will not take part in any process where dark clouds of threats hang over the table. That is not how I was raised. That is not how I lead. I don't believe in shouting matches or grandstanding. cussing and carrying on don't work for brave. We are adults, and we should act like it. Real progress happens when grown men and women sit down, listen, and reason with each other. That's how we build solutions that last. This is not a moment for shouting. It's a moment for solutions. Shouting loudly might work for some, but it does not work for me. And if some people are upset because my government decided to raise the pay of Bahamian workers after years of stagnation, if that decision offends them, my only response is, I don't need permission to do the right thing. We didn't increase pay to score points. We did it because it was time, because Bahamian workers deserved it. So every mother, every father, every working Bahamian, this progress is about you. It's about making your life a little easier, your work a little fairer, and your family a little stronger. We can't do that by fighting. We can only do it by talking, by listening, and by understanding that respect must flow both ways. When we listen to each other, everyone moves forward. That is what I am asking for tonight, a recommitment to partnership. Let's sit down, let's talk, let's find solutions. Let's not lose sight of what matters most, the well-being of Bahamian families. I will not sit in any room where respect is not mutual and shouting is the only tool on the table. My friends, tonight, I want you to hear this clearly. I will always speak to you directly. I will always fight for fairness, and I will always put the Bahamian worker first. The salary review being released tonight is proof of our commitment. The labor reforms now under consultation are proof of our vision for the future. And the steady improvements you've already seen in pay, benefits, and opportunity are proof that we are keeping our word. We have come too far to turn back now. Let's keep walking forward together, calmly, confidently, and with hope. May God bless each of you.
And that was the Prime Minister being able to take on a position and speak with clarity to how he's going to be able to deal with some things. He alluded to some stuff without being able to give us some depth and detail about what was happening in these meetings, right? So he didn't go into depth and detail and tell us exactly what was happening in these meetings. However, he gave us enough insight for us to understand some things, right? I'd like to be able to see the labor reform proposal that he has going on. He's talked to us about respect, respectful conversation, and mutual respect. That was one of the themes that actually kind of ran through what he said. But I assure you, the chairman of the PLP, the chairman of the PLP will give us some more information. He can make us to understand what the hell was going on in that room when Belinda emerged. She came out and she took on a very strong position. So let's be able to talk about those particular things and identify exactly what's what.
A lot to talk about, so let's get started. Good morning. This is Fred Mitchell, Chair of the Progressive Liberal Party, Minister for the Foreign Service, MP for Foxhill, and today is Wednesday, the 15th of October, 2025. Monday was National Heroes Day, and some 400 and change people were conferred with honors by the Governor-General. It was amazing to see the response of the citizens of the country who were pleased to receive the national honors, and congratulations to all of them. Please wear your medals with pride, and please carry the post-nominals with you in all your official designations. Thank you for your service. The House of Assembly meets today, and no doubt there will be an excuse to disrupt by a pugnacious, bellicose, and disputatious union leader who must be forgiven because she knows not what she does.
Oh, my God.
Last week, she facilitated children being left unattended in the classroom, and then we wonder why the children are the way they are today. I was privy to a meeting with the Prime Minister. There was a meeting which he arranged, ex gratia, to explain why the salary arrears promised ex gratia would be paid in December. The salary increases, that is. Excuse me, but the conduct in that meeting was fit for a barroom. We were simply appalled at the...
Hold on now. Prime Minister said of the meeting, he invited his particular delegates as though the same way that the PUT and other persons would have brought their delegates. And they came into these particular things. I'm sure that the Prime Minister did this in not in this sort of a combative way, or not in this sort of an idea that let me just be able to appease her and present myself accordingly. I think that he did this in this sort of an idea to be able to get to a resolve. We heard him say that in his presentation. We heard him say these particular things. Now, Fred Mitchell, who's the chairman of the organization and also the minister of the Foreign Service, being able to tell us with clarity that this meeting was as though it was fit for the barroom. Let's listen.
Incivility and disrespect and the threats. What was it all about and in aid of, and why was it necessary? We must be living in an alternate universe where rudeness in the face of a calm country leader is the order of the day. Then you have that lead of a group that we call the Coalition of Idiots that claims he is more popular than the leader of the opposition, specializing in ad hominem defamatory attacks on public servants who can't defend themselves. What a coward, and threatening more defamation. What a nasty, sick individual, a thief and a criminal who's asking people to support him to lead the country. And wonders will never cease. You know, politics is a tough game, and so no crying over spilt milk. But at some point, iron must meet iron.
Iron must meet iron.
In the 1980s, when the leadership of the BUT tried to face down Lyndon Pindling with a strike and classrooms abandoned, Lyndon Pindling addressed the nation and said simply this: if you are unwilling or unable to return to work, just turn in the keys. Our Prime Minister, though, is a different kind of man, open to discussion and compromise. I have never heard the kinds of comments that that lady attacked the Prime Minister with in that meeting, directed back at her by him. Never. And by the public officials at her. That means that there is no need for the acrimony, the bellicose rhetoric, and the pugnacious incivility. While we may disagree on policy, I think every fair-minded Bahamian, PLP, or person of goodwill believes in that. This is a civil polity, and the office of Prime Minister is not a barroom. Rest assured, the government will settle the ex gratia acts which they have promised, done properly, in consultation with all stakeholders. The Finance Ministry needs the time to properly carry out its responsibilities, so cussing and carrying on is not the way to get this done. Well, now I guess you'll hear more nastiness from both these people, but c'est la vie. George Mackey once told me, not only a one woman born a crazy child. You could play crazy, I could play crazy too.
That was Fred Mitchell. Well, you know his punctuation. Let's hear his punctuation. I'll let you hear his punctuation the way that he.
God bless you. God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Congratulations to the National Honors honorees and across the country today. It's PLP all the way.
You know he can punctuate it with PLP all the way. So that is that, all right? And then we would have heard from Belinda, right? Everybody was talking last night. Oh, God, they was talking. And they wouldn't stop, right? Then we would have heard from Belinda. Now, did I send Belinda on to you? Hold on. I should have sent that last night, right? I listened to it last night. You got it? No, I don't have. You don't have it. All right. Yeah, it's an audio. I have it though, right? We listened to Belinda. We listened to her position that she's taken, being able to talk about what's happening in the country. Let me see if I can find that right now so everyone could be able to rest assured. Hold on. Hold on. Somebody sent it to me from a group. So I had it in here. No, that's not it. All right, we can find it. We can find it and we can be able to play it for you. But this is it. Now we're getting somewhere. So I'm letting you hear all the sides of what happened yesterday. I'm letting you hear sort of the concept of what's happening and what was happening and so forth and so on. I'm letting you hear these things. And in the midst of being able to do that, you make your determination as to whether or not this makes sense to be outside screaming at Parliament today. Yeah, I know the people really, how is the people money? I understand. We need to make sense of what is happening as we continue to be able to move forward. Let me take this quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
yeah, let me see if you can move. See, I don't want no dead gal, I want someone who can groove. So come on over right here, cause I want to stick and move, stick and move. Stick and move. Gal, get down to the groove, baby, get up on it, let me see what you can do. You got my body jumping, I won't give it all to you. So come on over right here, cause I want to stick and move. Come on. Woo. Stick. Hey. Come. Look, I don't want no dead gal, I want someone I can bruise. Come on over right here, I won't give it all to you. I know you think I crazy, I know you think I'm mad, I know you think I vulgar, I know you think I bad. But long time I hear big talk, but what these gals can do, but how they need the big wrench to loosen up their screw. Okay, I got your big wrench, now what you want me to? Gal, come bring it right here, cause I want to stick and move, stick and move. Gal, get down to the groove, baby, get up on it, let me see what you can do. You got my body jumping, I won't give it all to you. Girl, come bring it this way, cause I want to stick and move, stick and move. Stick and move. Get down to the groove, baby, get up on it, let me see what you can do. Jingle it like money and I'll owe it all to you. Girl, come bring it this way, cause I want to stick and move. Yes! Bring it! Ah, yeah! Come on! Watch this! Y'all bring your boom boom front way, then make a quick attack. Wind it to the back with, yeah, just like that. This dance is very simple, such a natural thing to do. Y'all come bring the rhythm, cause I want to stick and move, stick and move. Get down to the groove, baby, get up on it, let me see what you can do. You got my body jumping, I won't give it all to you. Babe, come bring it this way, cause I want to stick and move, stick and move. What? Get down to the groove, baby, get up on it, let me see what you can do. Jingle it like money and I'll owe it all to you. Babe, and bring it this way, cause I want to stick and move, stick and move. Yes! Woo! Stick and move. Gotta get down to the groove. Baby, get up on it. Let me see what you can do. You got my body jumping. I won't give it all to you. Babe, don't bring it this way. Let me see you stick and move. Stick and move. Gotta get down to the groove. Baby, get up on it. Let me give it all to you. You got my body bumping. I won't give it all to you. Babe, don't bring it this way. Let me see you stick and move. Stick and move. Get down to the groove, baby, get up on it, let me see what you can do. You got my body jumping, I won't give it all to you. Babe, come bring it this way, let me see you stick and move, stick and move. Stick and move. Yes. Stick, just stick and move.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, the Foundation with Howard Grant just being able to talk about a great deal of the issues that are happening in the country right now. I want you to be able to see sort of a shot that I took this morning. We took a shot this morning, just standing out with my phone, just standing out there. I had my son with me, and the officer says, "Hey, you can't be here with this baby." My son, right? He's a young man, right? He said, "You can't be here with the baby." He said, "Oh, no problem. I'm with the press. I only come to see him." Boom, boom. He said, "Yeah, but you know where you is, right?" I know. I know where I am. I came here for something. He said, "Yeah, but suppose something kick off. You can't be here with your son like that, man. Suppose something kick off." I say, "I'm leaving now." Right? So anyway, I left because I didn't want him to get irate. Hey, man, look here, the law telling you something, eh? Sir, you need to calm down, right? You're doing way too much. I only came for 2 shots so we could be able to see. One, and I was explaining to my son the entire time what the strike is about, right? Yeah. I said to him, I'm leaving now. Took the picture and I left. And when I identified these particular things, I wanted to explain to him, to make him to understand, even in his youth. And I said to him, listen, man, this is called a strike. And I made him start talking. I said that if you work for someone and you keep working, what are you working for? He said, money. My son is 6 years old. So he said, I'm working for money, Daddy. I said, yes. I said, now the teachers are working, but they're saying they haven't gotten all their money. He said, oh, okay. That's why my teacher wasn't in school. I said, that's why your teacher wasn't in school. Now, the last time he went to school, and they strike the other day, right? When he went to school, he said there were no teachers, Daddy. Only the vice principal. I guess the principal was there also. He said, but there was no one in the school. He said, and we were on the playground, and this big girl, she picked up, I think she's in his class or something, I'm not sure. She picked up a chair to hit a next boy, and I took the chair from her. So I said, what the hell? Hold on, wait. Sir, what you doing taking chairs from people who about to fight? You don't do that. You're not a prefect, and you're getting in fights. People just get hurt like this really bad. So he said, I took the chair from her, Daddy, and I told her not to do it. And she must pick up like a stick or something, like a piece of branch or whatever the case may be. And she was about to continue to hit whoever she was about to hit, but it hit him in his eye. So he grabbed her, him and his friend. He's telling me the whole story. He grabbed her, him and his friend, and they take her to the vice principal, the little girl. He said she's a little thick one. So he said, she's a big girl, Daddy. I said, you mean big as in tall or big as in... He said, she's fat, Daddy. I said, oh, sir, calm down, okay? I said, y'all are making fun of the little girl. He said, no, we don't make fun of her, Daddy. I said, okay, good. Don't make no fun of her, all right? So he said he took her to the office, and the vice principal dealt with him. Now, I looking at his eye, I see nothing, but he tell me what happened. So because of that, I said to myself, I can't have my son out here trying to play like he's the damn principal or some kind of, I don't know, security officer, prefect, something. You need to calm down. He's in the second grade. What is he doing? You need to calm down, sir. Calm down. And I said to him, you're not going to go to school today. He said, okay, Daddy. I took him out there. I needed him to see this is what's happening in the country. I needed him to see this. We need our children to participate in what's happening locally. He asked me, why did you buy newspapers? I said, Daddy, this is Daddy's job. Daddy's responsible for being able to know what's happening around the country so we can talk about it. We need our children to understand and be more interested in our community, in our country. These dudes know everything what's happening around the world. They know what's happening in the United States of America. They know, depending on their age, who's performing where, at what time, what they're going to be doing, how much the tickets cost. Oh my God, I can't wait to go to Texas. They're wearing cowboy boots today. All these things they know. Oh, I'm a part of the Beehive. They live right here. And they don't know if brave fall on them. Who the prime minister of the country is. Why this man fall on me? That's what they can say. If brave fall on them, they don't know who he is. Oh my God, and don't let it be a minister. They don't know who these people is. They may know Glennis because she's the Minister of Education. But they don't know these people. And it's important that we be able to do these particular things. It's important that we do that. So I took him with me for the ride. I took him with me with me so he can be able to see these things. I took him with me so he could understand these things. Now, before we left, I wanted you to be able to hear something. We played you Prime Minister Brave Davis's speech. We played you the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party and the Minister of Foreign Affairs being able to represent and be able to speak sort of bluntly about some of the issues and what his thoughts were about that, sort of a circulation that he's released this morning. So I played that for you. Now I want to be able to let you know, right after the release of the Prime Minister being able to talk about those things, we hear from the president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson. Take a listen in.
Good evening, this is Belinda Wilson. It is Tuesday, October the 14th, 2025 at 8:15 p.m. Yes, we heard the Prime Minister's will attack.
Hold on, pause.
Because it was not a...
Pause. Attack is wild. Hello. Attack is wild. Attack is bananas. Pull it back from attack. Let's go.
Good evening, this is Belinda Wilson. It is Tuesday, October the 14th, 2025 at 8:15 p.m. Yes, we heard the Prime Minister's will attack, because it was not an address to the nation, an attack. So nothing has changed, and all roads lead to Bay Street, all roads lead to the office of the Prime Minister in Freeport, and all roads lead to in your homes, Family Island, public servants and teachers. This is Belinda Wilson, President of the Bahamas National Alliance Trade Union Congress and President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, and it's 8:15 p.m. on Tuesday.
Attack is absolutely bananas. I didn't think the Prime Minister attacked her. I think the Prime Minister stood his ground. I think the Prime Minister had to take on an authoritative position to be able to say that I recognize what you're doing, but in the course of what I've done over the years, in my approach as not only the Prime Minister, but as a lawyer, I have always been able to adjudicate. I've always been able to stand instead for these particular things, whether I sat in the defense, whether I sat as a prosecution, however I sat over the course of this particular time. I understood the reciprocity that exists in conversations. I understood the importance of being able to give some to get some. I understand the importance of being able to communicate in this particular space. This would happen in the office of the Prime Minister on the day when we were supposed to be relaxing for heroes in the country. And the day when we were supposed to be relaxing, maxing all, chilling out, cooling all, and doing our thing. Huh? We created a space because the Prime Minister ain't got no time. I'm telling you, he busy. I know he busy. He's busy. He hasn't gotten over Vaughn Miller's death yet. He hasn't even been able to give us, maybe I haven't seen it, but I haven't gotten a particular debrief and telling us what was happening when he went off to New York the other day to talk about those particular incidents that happened in that particular space, about climate change, about all those particular things. He came right back to that. On the top of that, there were issues from a natural standpoint as it relates to being able to deal with the storm and what was happening there. This thing ain't stopped yet. He rolling from one issue after another in the space of 14 days. The 14 days ain't even up yet. Vaughn Miller died, storms, all sorts of things. He couldn't even make it in as a result of the storm. He was supposed to be in earlier. He couldn't make it in as a result of the storm, information I received. He had to push his flight back and then come in at a later time. Come on, man, you all need to be able to shoot straight. The Prime Minister, the man that he is, poised, tempered, and being able to deal with these things face forward, face on, head first. Never running from an issue, created a space to be able to sit with Belinda on a holiday when he was supposed to be shaking people's hand, taking pictures, smiling, and congratulating people. He had to do all of this, and carry this incident in his spirit. Now, he ain't gonna show it. He's a professional. He's been doing this long. He's been dealing with this long. And in the midst of all of this, I didn't know Belinda. I don't know. I don't know whether or not Fred Mitchell embellished this sort of an interaction that happened in the office of the Prime Minister. I don't know if Belinda dropped the 5-pound words and cussing and caressing. I don't know if that happened. I can't tell you what happened. I can't tell you it didn't happen. I wasn't in the room. I don't know. If I was in the room, I wouldn't even be talking about this. I promise you. I wasn't in the room. Based upon the information that continues to be able to spill out publicly about what happened, this was an absolutely horrid interaction. So much so that after Belinda left, they had to swallow their prides and decide that we're going to make another meeting. Hopefully, cooler heads can prevail. We'll meet back here tomorrow. Belinda took that emotion, that anger, that disdain, that resentment, whatever she had. I don't know whether or not it's from a personal standpoint or whether or not it has been this generic concept and idea that has attached itself to her as a result of the people that she represents. Who knows? I don't know. But she opened up a telephone and that ain't our business. I learned that over the years, I learned that over the years. My wife tell me, you just talk too much, She tell me that. I say, what the hell do you mean I talk too much? Talking is my business. This is how I get paid. This is how I just pay bills. Eh? This is how you get your hair done when you ask me to get your hair done and your nails done and you want to get a massage. This is how I just do it, by talking. She said, yeah, but you just talk too much. Some things that they say and some things are not to be said. That ain't nobody business. I learned this over the years. I'm excited because my faith is telling me I could say whatever the hell I want to say. Jesus Christ got me. This is my faith telling me. You can't stop me from saying what the hell I want to say. Jesus got me. And then I say, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, man, this can happen. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Just open my mouth and just vomit all over the place. And the thing don't happen. It don't happen. Because when you release these things into the atmosphere, you shift the atmosphere. And those demons that walking forth to and fro seeking who they might devour, they seek to not only devour your flesh, but the structure, the idea, the purpose that you've been called to, the thing that you've been working on, they will destroy that too. What you've been building, they're coming for that. Especially if they know that you're faithful and you're doing this thing in faith. Especially if they know that you're faithful and you're doing this thing in accordance to being able to ensure that the greater good is done for the masses. Demons coming for that. I don't care if you believe it or you don't believe it. That ain't got nothing to do with me. It is a principle. And if I never say demons before, you will understand that this still will happen to you. If you release something prematurely, if you say something prematurely, you know how long I've been working on this paper. Hold on, wait. Oh, Lincoln and Pintard? Is it Lincoln and Pintard? Oh, Jesus. I thought they were supposed to be together against the PLP. What the hell is going on? Getting ready to fight. You've got to let cooler heads prevail. So you release this thing, you say the thing too early, you release the information, boom, and the thing never happened. It's happened to me many times. I've taken on this kind of position. I said some things prematurely because I'm excited, and I think that I'm producing these things into the atmosphere, and before it could get up to the 21 days, sometimes it takes longer, my God, it might be 2 years. You release this thing, and then the Prince of Persia grabs that and fights against it. And sometimes we enact ourselves with our mouths, the Prince of Persia, who is the Prince of the air. Come on, man. This Bible I talking to you. You're joking. This Bible I talking to you. I'm telling you principles that has happened over time. Sometimes you got to keep some things to your chest. This is one of those incidents where Belinda could have kept this to her chest. I ain't calling Belinda no names, and I ain't saying nothing bad about her. She makes her decision because she knows who she is and who she is. She's a woman of faith, and she's a woman of the union. That's who she is. That's her faith. That's who she is. And she belongs to the union. That's whose she is. So when she releases these things, now the only reprimand can come if that union members say to her, Belinda, you could have done better than this, man. Jesus, Belinda, we could have been finished. Belinda, maybe you are, just maybe, pull back on this one. Just, I don't know if she has advisors around her who can tell her that. But I also don't know the deprivation that exists and the longing and the wanting and how long you've been waiting on this. This government has come out and been able to give us clarity about the fact that they've signed industrial agreements that span back years, 5 years or more, that former administration hasn't even touched. Former administration to come to the forefront and be able to say to you that, well, I hear what you're saying, but we had a pandemic, and so I couldn't do this and that and the other thing in the pandemic. We would have heard from, what's his name? Honorable Michael Pintard, for Member of Parliament from Arco City and leader of the Free National Movement. We would have heard from him also last night. And let me see if I can find that now. Let me see if I can find that now. Right? I see you guys like it and share, man. Make sure you like and share and follow me on these things. Not because I, not because I'm trying to get in your business or not like that. But I would like you to be able to help me build this thing, man. Help me build this thing. Let's see if we can do this. Who did I see allowing him to speak last night? Michael Pintard. Last night we would have heard from him. Well, that's today. I don't want to hear from him today. He said something last night that caused me almost to throw my phone away. Right? If I could find the audio for that. Oh, God, if I could find the audio for that. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Prime Minister says he doesn't need to speak to the middleman. He needs to speak to you. But the truth is, he's not listening to you. And the law requires him to have discussions with union leaders. Disrespectful.
Mother sick. You know this blow my mind? Is blow my mind. Mind blown, buff, gone. Mother sick. Every single time Michael Pintard stands up, he stands up in an independent capacity and speaking with his convictions as an individual to what his expectations are, forgetting that he's a leader of an organization that has tenure, forgetting that he's a leader of an organization that has history, forgetting that the cabinet that he was just a part of used to tell former Prime Minister in the midst of pandemic, whilst people gaining weight and losing money every Jesus day, getting unhealthy, people who are diabetic can't go out, can't do this, all these things happening, people dying every day. In the midst of being able to ask that administration, Free National Movement Administration, who he was a part of, in the midst of asking him that, former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis, in the midst of asking him that, what you don't understand? NPO, no. NPO, Jesus, how we spend no these days. We had to go and research this level of no. It was another level of algebraic no that we received from, as a media, from our Prime Minister in the midst of death, trial, tribulation. And now all of a sudden, Brave Davis, who showed up, holding people's hand, walk out to the forefront, took this on, was able to tell you that he's doing this from his heart, take on this kind of posture and position to even go back and forth with Belinda. Listen to me. Jeffrey Lloyd didn't even go there. He didn't even take this with Belinda. So I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking to her. I'm not talking about her. And that's it. At one point, Belinda was just screaming at a wall. Because Jeffrey wasn't hearing none of that. Minister of Education, former Minister of Education. She was taking him to work. Minister of Education, listen, there was never at any juncture an intervention by the Prime Minister when Belinda was dealing with the Minister of Education. Gladys is quite capable of being able to deal with her own issues within the confines of a ministry. She's quite capable. But I feel like this became personal. The attacks, the language, the sort of an idea. If Brave would stop flying all over the place and he would sit down and things like that. This is language of a grassroots people. And I don't know whether or not this is the language that rallies her base. I don't know. But this is crazy. Quick as that. Bop. Michael Pintat, forget that he is the chairman of, the leader of an organization who has history in this country. When you start, let me tell you something. It's difficult for me to be able to talk with you without being able to give you past, present, future. Because I don't sound like I'm making sense if I just start from a present standpoint. That means I don't have historical value and give credence, recognition, acknowledgement, and sort of identification of what has happened in the past. Let's just be very clear about this, okay? If I started to talk to you, if I started to write an article, if I started to talk to you about these particular, I write a customer service article and I take you back to 1973. I write a customer service article and I take you back into the 70s when there was a crackback epidemic, when there was an AIDS epidemic. I even think, if I can remember, I know I was thinking it during this particular time, I would have taken you back to the liberal sort of a movement where the hippies existed. Yeah, and the introduction of liberty and how that paired with that's a lot. That's a hell of a lot. But I guarantee you, you ain't got a damn question to ask me after I finish with that. When I give you history, when I give you context, when I give you idea, when I give you the progression of this particular thing, whether it is a positive or negative thing, when I show you how these things have happened over the course of time, when I could show you what my expectations were, there's sort of an idea and all these things that are present, right? This is what's happening. And then I can give you a futuristic concept of what should happen based upon certain merits, whatever. How in the hell you could forget that your prime minister was the only time he even showed a level of humanistic element for the media, right? As when he asks us, where's your heart? You have no heart? Where's your heart? When he asks the body of the Bahamian people these particular questions. Listen, I ain't gonna vibe with menace, you know. And I ain't saying this to be able to shine light on a negative aspect of what Menace has done in terms of his tenure as Prime Minister of this country. That ain't what this for. That's only for you to be reminded that we ain't stupid. That you can call Brave Davis rude or disrespectful or whatever you can call him, and take no consideration for the fact that this was done before. Let's listen a little again.
Prime Minister says he doesn't need to speak to the middleman. He needs to speak to you.
The way that we structure this is very, I'm telling you, I don't like the level of, you can put it back up. I don't like the level of the disingenuous approach that we're taking to politics. I don't like that. I just don't like it. I'm going to say this is Howard Grant. Oi, yo soy Howard Grant. That's me. I don't like the level of this disingenuous posture that I'm seeing spinning out of the Free National Movement. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not your campaign, guys. It's not your campaign. It's the campaign that you blame the PLP for carrying for years. I don't like it. You're better than this. You're bigger than this. You're smarter than this. You should be. You promised me that you were. This wasn't fair to be able to do that to the Prime Minister.
But the truth is, he's not listening to you. And the law.
Let's go back
to the middleman. He needs to speak to you. The Prime Minister says he doesn't need to speak to the middleman.
Now, who is the middleman here? Belinda Wilson, in her particular capacity, represents a liaison, a go-between, between her and the people that she represents. That's what Belinda Wilson's presidential capacity, that's what unions are. They are the go-between between the body, which is the masses of people who are under the umbrella of that particular union, and the authority that exists in this particular space. There needs to be someone in this space to be to articulate. I just have to break these things down for y'all, you know. Because people come here and just vomit on y'all and y'all take it, oh my God, these liaisons are important. When you go and you represent yourself, you get caught thieving, or you late 4 times to work when you was in the hotel, or as a teacher on your ACR is bad, or whatever the case may be. You have a shop steward. When you stand before an authoritative figure who can be able to make or break your job, you have a shop steward. The shop steward's responsibility to leadership or the authority is to say to them, hey, remember our agreement. Remember our agreement. You can't just fire these people. We indicated, based upon the level of the infraction, that you could give a warning slip. Or if it has exceeded that particular space, then you can give a you can be able to give them an infraction. Right? So you get a pink slip, and then you get a warning slip, then you get a pink slip. You actually get written up for these things. Learn with me. Hello, come on, learn with me. Let's go. The liaison's responsibility when you sit before an authority, because you may not know the industrial agreement and concepts and ideas that has been negotiated on your behalf as a worker. Now, the disadvantage is if you're not a part of the union, you don't get a go-between. You don't get a liaison. You don't have a representation in there. You don't have an advocate. Jesus is not in the room with you. Proverbially. Because essentially, especially if you understand as a Catholic, Mary Magdalene was supposed to be the go-between between us and Jesus. But our faith in Christianity says that Jesus is the authority the go-between between us and the Father. But Jesus is also the Father and the Son. And every stead, as we approach the proverbial throne of authority, there is a go-between, which is a liaison. This particular structure, I got to get preachy with y'all. I feel a preachy coming on. Jesus, I got to calm down. This structure, what has happened between Belinda Wilson in her capacity as president, which represents the liaison between her and her membership, and the prime minister of the country, which represents the authority for the position that we have elected him to in this country. He is an authority figure. And this representation and the pronouncements that our prime minister has made to the body of the Bahamian people, it was with clarity that says, you no longer need to go to the Levites to come to me. You could come directly to me. The veil is torn. You have access into the temple. Quote unquote proverbial. You understand, church? You understand this. Now the prime minister is stating to you, because of the breakdown with your liaison, because of the breakdown between the person who's represented to be able to speak to you, articulate, and give you insight as to what has happened, and give you hope as to what will happen. As her responsibility twice. She got more than one responsibility. That communication has broken down to a point where I am not willing to sit in a space and be spoken down to, not because of my authoritative position, but because of the standards that I have carried prior to reaching to this spot over the course of my career. This is not how we have, he's telling you this, we have forged multi-million-dollar deals and broken multi-million-dollar deals with people all around the world. We ain't round yet. But today, we got to round and cuss. This doesn't make no sense. So he has broken down that barrier. He has taken that barrier down. He has chipped away at that proverbial wall, torn that veil, and said, I will speak directly to the Bahamian people. That's what he did. And in the midst of doing that, this is what Michael Pintard says.
Prime Minister says he doesn't need to speak to the middleman. He needs to speak to you. But the truth is, he's not listening to you. And the law requires him to have discussions with union leaders. Disrespectful. No matter how soft a tone, how quiet he appears to present himself, that is a sign of disrespect. Because Bahamians are tired of speaking.
I'd like to be able to get to the end of this conversation. I'd like to know whether or not Michael Pintard was in this room, because on all accounts, persons who was in this room with Belinda has indicated that the tone of her discourse was coarse. It was not designed to be diplomatic in terms of tone and its approach. It was a coarse discourse. And now Michael Pintard has taken on this kind of a posture to indicate that the prime minister was disrespectful. I don't know how he could say that. The prime minister and his state and his agreement and could be able to clear this up. And we heard the chairman indicate that the tone, the language, the posture that existed in these particular spaces.
Celebrate progress they cannot feel. You can't feed your family with promises. You can't pay rent with rhetoric. And when he talks about
Mother sick it. We can't feed our family with promises because we didn't have a job, most of us, a great deal of us, especially if it was an essential worker, for 2 years. So many persons would have lost their homes. So many persons had to move back in with family members. So many persons still trying to be able to catch themselves. After the former administration would have made promises to rectify issues, to be able to ensure that they can alleviate something, to indicate that they're spending $1 million a week, I think it was a week, to be able to feed people. And what they would have given to people, you couldn't even feed your family with that. You promised me that you was going to give me something to eat, and I look at it and I say, I wouldn't give this to my hog. Not the pictures them people sell me. The former administration being able to do. People would rather stand up on the line and go in the grove by Bishop Hanschel, or go by Bishop Bishop Lawrence Roll, or go by C.B. Moss, or go to any one of these people who were feeding people around here. They get a hot meal. And Bishop Lawrence Roll was cooking the food outside on the pot, outside on the rock. And that was a delectable, delicious, delightful thing to look at. And people showed up in droves to eat that. They sit on lines to be able to get a can of tuna and an eggplant. I get the pictures. You say how I look at the people give me today. A whole can in a plate. You screwed if you can open it. You biting the hell out of that now. You biting that can trying to open that. You were screwed if you were going to open it. They're going to give you corned beef at least. Hey, you could at least open up the can with the key. A can of tuna and eggplant. $1 million a week. This is what it is. You see, I'm not here to combat the free national movement. I just don't want. I don't want nobody lying to me, man. I don't want nobody to feel as though that we've forgotten the tribulation that we would have gone through. I don't want nobody to feel as though is that. You see, you came in on the wrong time. You came in on the wrong time, and maybe, because of your proximity to the last administration, it may be with the wrong party. I'm not gonna fight you, FNM or whatever. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm simply saying to you is that as a result of what has happened over the past 4 years since the pandemic, 4 or 5 years since the pandemic, the resilience has just not been this survival method. The resilience of the Bahamian people has tapped in, and that they don't have no relentless dependency on your jobs. Go look at it. Go look at it. Go look at how much people leaving the public service. Look at it. Go look at it. Go look at to see how much people leaving the nursing field. Look at it. Go look and see how much people are deflecting and deciding to be able to resign. Look at it. Go look and see how much persons who are working in the hotel that decide that they are going to retire and step back. Look at it. These people are finding alternative ways to be able to make their monies. Because the pandemic showed them, I don't really need this. I had a crazy dependency on this place. I don't really need this. And so when you look at this and we start to be able to break this down and we identify this, we could realize that the Bahamian people should not be taken lightly, rather. To believe that you could be able to feed them a little, one or two things, one or two concepts and ideas based upon your perception and based upon how you see things. And we should judge that based upon your perception, how you see things, your idea how things should be done, and not judge you based upon your affiliation the last go round. And you keep telling us, go outside and farm. You keep telling us that. And we tell you, we live in an apartment. We don't have no yard. And you say, well, don't worry about that. You can get an old tire and throw soil in that and farm. And we say, we hungry now. And your administration say, well, we'll help you out. Eat an eggplant. The woman called me and said, Howard, this a purple avocado? What this is? I said, no, that's an eggplant. Hello? This is when you had the people with the controversy with distribution. This is the administration that you was a part of. It's the administration that you've been a part of. Now, I know that it's convenient. I know that it seems like you could give the PRP a good body shot after Belinda had them on the ropes. Right? You feel like this is a good body shot, but this is below the belt. And someone has to be able to call and say they got to deduct a point from you, because this is not the type of sparring, political sparring that we expect from the Free National Movement. We expect there to be integrity. We have no expectations from the COI. And we understand the rhythm of unions in this country. Every time it's time for election, some union is jump up, start cussing and carrying on by. Every time over the past 4 election cycles, it would be remiss of me if I don't say the past 5 election cycles. Some union leader seek to be able to jump on the momentum of what was happening at the time and utilize that space to push their agenda. You watch it with Obie Ferguson. And I don't want to get into this kind of a salacious posture. I don't want to get into this I don't want to get into this position where we're talking about people. But there's too much information spilling all over the internet indicating that Belinda has political aspirations. I don't know that to be. I've spoken to Belinda on many occasions. She said, no, Howard, I tried one time, but I don't want nothing to do with that no more. I don't know that to be. I don't know it to be. You hear me? I can't tell you this is what Belinda has done or hasn't done, or whether or not the Free National Movement promised her to be able to get a nomination or no. And in fact, at 62 years old, I wouldn't even, it's just Howard now. It's just Howard now. Unless I went in for leader of the organization. Unless we went in for, I wouldn't, it's Howard now. Hello, Howard. Unless we went in for the leader of the organization, unless we strategically been able to find an inroad that we could be leader and then eventually and quickly become the prime minister. 62 years old, I must waste my time in the trenches and walking from street to street. And they say, yeah, we like you in the union, but out here, it's PLP all the way. Yeah, we like you in the union, but this one for the COI. It's a risk that she's willing. I don't know. I don't know if there's a risk that she's willing to take. She's found victory 10 times in a row. You all then talk bad about her. You then say she thief money. You then say where the money for this building. Over the years, you then do all of this, and the people keep putting her back in and in and in. Leave Belinda alone in the union. I don't know why you want to drag her into politics. But this is now being perpetuated, fanned the flames of political fanaticism. That's what you're doing. No, man. No way, not me. I don't believe that. I don't believe that she's doing this. I believe, like I said yesterday, that she's carrying the raw emotions of broken women who don't have support from either their families or the man who get them pregnant for single mothers who are teachers. I believe she's carrying that pain. That's what women is do. Women is carry these things. Not me. Man, you come tell me all your business. You could cry in front of me. I'm empathetic with you. Right? I'm simple, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah. But we can do what we can, and I will. I'll do whatever I can do to help you. But I'm not making your fight mine. There's not one man who I would have met that even give a glimpse to my story has made my fight theirs. They haven't done it. In fact, when men see you going through, they just leave you alone. And men see you going through, they just leave you alone. They come and give you an encouraging word. They come lend you a couple of dollars if you beg for it, if you ask for it. But when they see you going through, they step back. Sorry, this fella going through. I was going through hell. Just lost my job. I was in Universal Household of Faith Church, and my pastor was Ricardo Grant, which is also my cousin. Now, when I was in church, I find myself in this capacity of, guys, if that's you calling, you can call back. I see a telephone call coming through. If you want to call, you can give me a call, 827-0111, 827-0111. You can give me a call. I'll take a telephone call. That's no problem. And going to the Universal Household of Faith Church, I was going through hell. And this is foreign to me. You know, up till now, I just had to work and I saw results. You understand? But things changed. Let's see if we can answer. You're on with us live on the foundation. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard, how you doing? So
what's
I
up?
was late joining your show because I was listening to the Data Protection Bill in the House of Assembly.
Yeah. I know that. What's up with you?
Yeah, you know, I got to listen to that. You know, what happens is, let me just say this, right? Just find some humor in this. Those people who are talking about data protection, right? I just want to say, they're not the dumbest people concerning it, but I hope they better hope that the guy that is don't die.
Wow.
Totally out of touch. And I would invite intelligent debate or contradiction towards that. But I want to talk to you concerning what you're saying, right? I never like when we use the retroactive looking back type environment. Because if you look back concerning, say, Michael's Pentile association with the last deal, then we'd have to use the same benchmark and look back at the 2 terms failure of Perry Gladstone Christie, to the point that people didn't even send him back to the House of Assembly, because who sat next to him as the co-pilot? None other than the current Prime Minister. And so, what we do is that we have an analysis based on one thing. It says that success is based on how well you've done, based on what you're capable of doing, not how well you've done based on the failure of others.
Now let's do this.
And
now.
So we have to look.
Before you go further, let's touch this. I want to touch this with you just for 2 seconds.
Okay.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you that prior to Brave Davis being able to find himself in the position seated as Prime Minister of this country, after he's been given 4 years, I judged him, and we judged him based upon his affiliation and proximity to who we identified in this country, and more specifically, Centerville has identified as a failure, which is former Prime Minister Perry Gladstone Christie. I agree with you. However, the language of the people who work with Brave closely within the PLP, including the language of those people externally who work with Brave, was able to attest and say one particular thing. Then Brave got first year. We put him to work for the first year. We put Brave to work for the first year. Jesus, the first thing he did between water and sewage and being able to ensure that Adrian Gibson had a proper evaluation and the everything was done. What they did, the audit that was done within water and sewage and so forth and so on. So Adrian gone to court. And then the next thing that we knew, right after that, we saw our Prime Minister go to COP26. He said, well, what the hell is man doing? He going all over the world. We put him to work. But he's shown himself different from even the temperament and the mindset of the former leadership that existed in there. So now we're judging Brave for Brave. This is what we see we see in Brave now.
I'm saying, but see, that's why I want to judge him, because then when you begin to look at water and sewer, not looking back, where you have a person who make an accusation of them, and you put somebody in charge of the accusation who basically repeats the same thing and says to you, I ain't seen nothing wrong with that, what is being done. Okay, let's move on from there. You go to COP 20, whatever you want to call it, and you for 4 years you've been advocating this thing, totally oblivious to the ecosystem that you are yourself in. Everything you do is laughable from a global perspective for what you've been advocating from that perspective. You're digging marinas. You have no nothing to do with reduction, no real strategy. And I say this to you, Howard. If you could bring me the government, I'll give you till the end of this term. I'll give you 10,000 cash if you could present to me the government's plan for climate change. I'll give you another $10,000 if you could present to me the government plan for energy. I'll give you another 10,000 if you could present to me the government plan for housing or anything. Because I say to you, there is no plan exists, none. See, we've been taking
for housing, for energy, for climate change.
Anything. Take 10. Take 10 subjects.
That's $30,000.
You
take 10 subjects. That's $100,000, brother.
Yes, they have
That's in your
none.
account.
That's how sure I am, Howard. See, we confuse where government make these announcements. You know how they like to make things about their so-called vision or what do you call those? This idea or their strategy. A plan gives details when, costs, monitoring, reporting, adjustments, KPI, measurements, all of those different things. It brings the data that you must also bring, the gap analysis to say where we are and where you intend for us to be. None exists.
I'm not going to fight you.
We've never had any for 25 years. None.
I'm not going to fight you, but you call on the point of order as it relates to me being able to talk about Michael Pintard and looking back. Do you think I was wrong for judging him through the lens of his proximity?
No, yes, because what happens is this is what we've been trying to do. And so this is why we have made no demand, because what we do is we make adjustment for failures of others. I even hear people running around, but the FNM did this and the PLP did this. Leadership does these things. That's why we get rid of leadership of each. And until we begin to understand that political parties don't run this country's leaders do, the political parties may be the vehicle, but leaders do. That's why the Church of Imbeciles has been able to even say, oh, the FNM do this and the PLP do this.
The Church of Imbeciles? The Coalition of Idiots, the Church of Imbeciles. Why are degrading and being so derogatory of this organization?
No, it's just a good description. It fits them. Who the cap fit, let them wear it.
So is Foreign National Movement also a good description of the FNM?
Yeah, it may used to be.
Okay.
But the question is it now?
Okay.
See, so what happens? But see, that's one day, right? No, I don't want to get distracted. But let me say this, right? So what now happens is we're talking about governance, and so the problem of what is happening today, Howard, I've read the report, and if you haven't read it, I'm going to tell you to read it. I got sick to the stomach. I said to myself, we can't be here. This got to be wrong. So, you know me, this is before I did a separate analysis. People out there use applications, AI and everything. I've been in AI for 30 years. I use foundation models and frontier models, not these things you get for commercialization and stuff. I put it in and I got sick because this analysis looked at 85 roles and only 1,364 public offices for which they give it to. Then I put in context the fact that we have 20,000 or more employees when you count 52-week program, temporary program, casual worker program, and all these other definitions that we have. And for 14 years, there's been no major adjustments. I understand now why the Prime Minister sought to circumvent the unions. It's because we are in a crisis. Here's why. If you look at this, right, and you see the deficit that you need to come up with maybe $70 million, $80 million just for the original people. Forget you go to the whole 20,000 people. Then it adds 75, maybe $80 million a year to the bill after you done satisfied the old bill. But if you look at the entire people, Howard, I invite economists to tell me I'm wrong on this. We're looking where do you have to, if you use the whole adjustment, and this is why the Prime Minister released that thing last night, good distraction. He should release the one he did for the 20,000 people. Howard, think about this. The Prime Minister did not, as Minister of Finance, did not make a decision to pay thousands of people if he did not have a report. He did not release that report. He didn't randomly in his head say, let's pay that one this much, let's pay that one this much, let's pay that one this much. He had something that told him where those thousands of people were on the scale. That's what is missing from this discussion. And that there, if you take an estimate based on what this says and do comparative analysis across to this, we have a $238 million expected to be added to the annual wage bill right now. Now, but how I want you to stop. 238 million. Mm-hmm. When you do the retroactive adjustments and maintaining it as it stands right now, the Prime Minister already added almost $200-300 million. We almost $1 billion from 600 million. We almost $1 billion right now. In the wage bill. But see how that doesn't scare me. You want me to tell you what scares me? The security of tenure and salary lies in the civil service, public government or government employment. Okay? I want us to pause, and it says from the last labor survey, we have approximately 225,000 workers or potential workers. I want us to look, and if there is a gap, this gap that the analysis they did, if this gap analysis moves out of this report to the other 200,000 people on how inflation and no salary adjustment has been taken up with them and all of these different things, they say the annual inflation shortfall, I think it's greater than 6, maybe 8%. The annual market shortfall at 14%, basically what it means to be competitive with the talent, and all of these different things, and you put this across, and the fact that we don't have an aggressive skill set training to maybe get value for pay, but if you just use the pay analysis, then we have an economy that has or is on the verge of collapse. Meaning that we cannot sustain this so-called living, the cost of living and everything else, with housing, with food, with everything else. Why? Because for 24 years, Howard, we have not grown the economy to keep pace with inflation, growth, or anything of that sort.
Wow.
What we need as a country is we need to pause as a collective.
On the verge of a collapse.
Who is best to take us from where we are right now to where we need to be. We need to pause and have a conversation because the truth is hidden in these reports that is put in the public and may not have been.
Wow.
And I say, we need to now to have a sobering conversation because the civil service is reflective of our economy. And we can't keep faking. We need to somehow just to remain in place.
That's a deeper conversation.
That's what I'm saying. Be able to put $1 billion a year of new money into this economy. Not announcements and stuff where you build places. You know how we make this a multi-billion announcement and it's mostly brick and mortar and machinery and stuff? We're talking about cash.
Well,
we need to have a serious conversation because this scares me. And I said that we cannot allow ourselves to be distracted. Yes, the union will do what the union has to do for their representative. And I would hate to think of the other unions, for the rest of the workers also join into this. And then I'm simply saying, but as a country, we must look at the economic thing. We need all hands on deck because what is happening is troubling. And I understand for political purposes why the Prime Minister would want to redirect. And he's doing a wonderful job with all of those marketing people he has. Okay? But this is not no time for marketing. This is where people sobering come, you see a president or something come and say, hey, nation, this didn't happen under my term. This didn't happen under the last term. This happened for years of neglect and avoidance. This is where we are, and I am the leader, the best leader, to take us forward. and then have the FNM make an argument. And this is where a competition of ideas occurs.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate your telephone call. I'm on the verge of collapse is bananas. On the verge of collapse is bananas. I don't know whether or not we have spilled into that sort of a category and range as yet. But I'm sure that he has these particular things. If you're going to talk about $238 million and we just give a number to the persons that need to be paid, which is about $20,000, that equates to about $11,900 a person. All right? $238 million over the course of 20,000 people equates to about 11,000, and then it'll fluctuate because some persons get higher, some persons get lower, and whatnot. But I don't see this. I don't see this. And so we're going to talk about that and talk about these things and where we are, guys. I want you to join me in conversation or be able to hit me up with some stuff. It says, "Oh Jesus, this boy might as well be the FNM chairman. He talking things to people who actually want power and talking. He might as well be the FNM chairman." That's what it says on the other thing here. That's what it says on the thing here. All right, guys. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
I'm in an
rake and scrape. We can clean the house just like you say. That's right, right? Yeah, that's right. We rake and scrape.
Mama don't like no raking and scraping in here. Mama don't like no raking and scraping in here. Hey, we don't care what mama don't like, gonna rake and scrape it anyhow. Mama don't like no raking and scraping in here. Now mama don't know that we are up. I ain't talking about the way she cook. Rake and scrape that's pumping through our veins. We can't wait till she go out. We gonna rake and scrape beside the stuff. Get off the neighbors scream and shout. As soon as mama got to the door, turn around and she said, "Oh, raking and scraping on be back after 4. Clock on the wall, say after 9. Say, fellas, all we gotta stop. Not knowing what mama had in mind. Mama don't want no raking and scraping in here. Mama don't want no raking and scraping in here. We don't care what mama don't like, gonna rake and scraping anyhow. Mama don't like no raking and scraping in here. Now mama walk around the block, we thinking she's on the bus stop, listening hard from the neighbor's yard. Just as we start to hit a lip, she busts inside. Didn't think you slick, run back and stop across my lip. Oh, mama say, boys, I ain't gonna lie, from afar you never sung in tight. Let me show you a dance from way back in the days. When mama started to kill the roast beef, the fellas thought she was freaking out. Pick that rhythm, Lassie, though, boys. Oh, Uncle Joe, when you're walking down on the road, when they start down the road, and you're walking down the road, you can came on the road. Mama, she loves this breaking and scraping in here. Mama, she loves this breaking and scraping in here. She don't care what the people say, she gonna rake and scrape it anyway. Mama, she loves this breaking and scraping in here. Mama, she loves this breaking and scraping in here. Mama, she loves this breaking and scraping in here. She don't care what the people say, she gonna rake and scrape it anyway. Mama, she loves this breaking and scraping in here.
And she mightn't be sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're back and we're here doing what we're doing, just to being able to talk about some stuff, just looking at what we're seeing across the country right now, being able to make a determination as to exactly what's what. C. Allen sent me all the information for me to be able to ingest and look over. He sent me an article that he actually put together. And the article is the Bahamas must embrace digital governance or risk being left behind. So we're going to be able to chop it down, look at it, and see exactly what's what. He's also been able to talk to us about Office of the Prime Minister's statement on public release. We get it for 2 pages, so we can be able to see that and see exactly what's what. So the Office of the Prime Minister has released about 2 pages and gave you sort of a website that you can be able to pick up the information. Is 2025-05 salary review for middle management and technical officers, final 2-4 download, right? So you can be able to find it at the Office of the Prime Minister, opm.gov.bs, to be able to find out more information and seeing exactly what's what. Now, guys, for me, this is, I understand, appreciate, and accept the complexity that exists in this space. I understand, appreciate, and accept. And every parent isn't like me. Every parent isn't like me. I'm now considering, and this was the consideration for me to be able to put my children in government school was a deliberate thing. I went to all government schools. I went to Martintown Government School in 8 Mile Rock. I went to 8 Mile Rock High Government School in 8 Mile Rock. And then I went to College of the Bahamas. I went to Cienfuegos, which is also government. I've never had an opportunity to be able to enjoy the luxuries of a private school. I just never did. It's okay. It's okay. It gave me drive, gave me push, gave me tenacity, gave me ability. And so I wanted my kids to get this also. All my kids. I put them in government primary schools. So when the big girl want grab my son and push him down or whatever the case may be, he needs to know how to defend himself if he's going to live in this country. And for the most part, I don't have to send him to a government high school because these are the same children. They just getting older. And some of them learn to temper their emotions and some of them don't. No matter where you go in this country, you would recognize that. I sent him to government primary school so he could learn how to defend himself, so he could learn how to be able to communicate, so he could learn the basics from those persons who teach it in our space. Now, I measured that matrix that I did. I measured that based upon how I went to government school, how I did when I was in school. That's what I did. And things have changed over the years. Things have changed. I see my boy want to be a hero. He learned how to deal with that. I don't want him to be a bully. I don't want nobody bullying him. I try to make him to understand. He come back and say, Daddy, these boys take my $2. I said, what the hell you got your $2 out in your hand for? And the guys are so considerate. He tell me they take his $2. I didn't chastise him or nothing. He learned the lesson. You lost your $2. You got to deal with that. You got to deal with that, brother. You got to deal with your own $2 situation. You get the $2 from me and your mother. It's yours. I didn't tell you. You never see Daddy walking around with his money in his hand. You see me walking around with the money in my hand? I give him a wallet. I show him how to deal with it. He walking around school with $2 in his hand. He tell me the boys come take his $2. And then he can say, and then they ask me if I have lunch in my bag. And then they say, okay. And what they left. These are the most considerate guys in the world. They're good guys. When I went to school, they take your $2. You know, remember you used to put your money in your bag, try to be able to hide it under something or whatever. They go in the bag, look for your money, and take your lunch. These guys just wanted to know that you were okay and you could get something to eat. I sent him to government school for that. I did not send him to government school for this kind of absenteeism from the teachers. And I can't say that it's their fault. I think that this is a mounting issue that they're looking for a resolve. It's okay. It's okay. But everyone, they're not in the position that they can be able to assess as to whether or not they send their children to government or private schools. Everyone doesn't have that chance. Everyone doesn't have the chance to make a determination as to what they do with their kids. But we already contending with the fact that you've lost your passion. So many teachers have lost their passion that this has become just another paycheck. You go through the formalities to acquire a paycheck and get security, and you've done that. But when you get there, you don't have no passion for the kids. Not everyone now. I can't say that. Belinda has already shown us and told us about the teachers who've made significant commitments and sacrifices to ensure that the children are taken care of. And we commend those teachers. And we agree that you need to be getting paid. I think that there's a balancing act here. There's a balancing act here. Just a little good. All right. To be able to ward off some of the injustices or the indifference that you would have felt over the course of time. And I believe that this administration is seeking to do that. I have to commend them. I like the Prime Minister's posture. I like his position. I don't think that he attacked Belinda. Yeah. I think Belinda is playing it up for her audience. Yeah, because, and I don't know how teachers can interpret what has happened as an attack, unless we have the wrong information. But nonetheless, I want my son to be sharp for the future. I want him to be equipped and prepared. I know that he will move into leadership in some capacity in this country. And as a result of that, he needs to have a proper base and proper foundation. He was having, I'll give you an example. He kept getting 1 or 2 wrong on his test. Right? He studies his test. He get 1 or 2 wrong. His mother does it with him. And so I say, okay, I'll do it. So we did addition. We did subtraction. And then I did multiplication with him. Now, he's in the 2nd grade. None of these things come up as yet. But he did 2 sections, right? Like 20 plus 10 or something like that. So I gave him the principles. All right. Make sure everything lined up. Make sure the last number lines with this number. This one lines with this. And then you do this. And then I start to tell him, okay, when you take away, and I make a story out of it. I say, 0 take away 9. 0 can't take away 9. You don't have anything. Yeah, but you got to ask your neighbor, hey, neighbor, can you, I doing all this stuff with my son. I say, hey, neighbor, hey, can you give me something? Yeah, I'll sacrifice $1, right? I'm willing to sacrifice. If it was a number 1, I'm willing to sacrifice my life, right? And so he's laughing. He's laughing. I said, 1 just died to give 0 something to -9. I said, but instead of a 0, he's powered up. He becomes a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1, daddy. Boom. I laugh at me playing. I showing him how to be able to do these things. Now, he don't even know when we get to adding up 5,674 plus 32,428. This dude don't even know that I got him adding millions, and subtracting millions from another number, simply because he understands the rhythm and he can't wait to kill one of these numbers so they can give it to the next number. But the teacher said that he couldn't do this, that, and the other. Now my boy know multiplication. 2nd grade. You got maths down, you got multiplication down. And as he telling him about how to be able to do this, see, children just need to find the cheat code. They just need to uncrack it. They just need to unlock a code. There's a code to these things. You just need a rhythm to these things. Just unlock it. I teach my son how to do it. This dude loved this. He comes to me last night. He says, okay, daddy, I'm ready for so I said 2 times 4. So in my mind, I was thinking 2 times 2, but I said 2 times 4. He said 8. So I said 8. He said, yes, daddy, 2 times 4 is 8. I said, oh yeah. 2 times 4 is 8, right? I'm teaching it. He knows all of these things. And I'm not saying this to say anything about me. I'm saying to you that your children has the enthusiasm, the excitement, and the desire to be able to learn more about life. They are ready. You see that they're geniuses with being able to navigate your phone. That means that they have a level of potential that exists in them for them to unlock, to be able to be leaders in this country. And unless and until we find ourselves in the position that we can be able to focus on what really matters, which is the next generation, our children, we find ourselves in this position, where all we're doing is digging a hole for our socioeconomic death in this country. And that is where the brink comes. And that is where the edge is. And that is where the cliff exists in this country. I'm hoping that all parties involved get to a resolve. I'm hoping that this enthusiasm to recognize that you have the prime minister on the run, this kind of a quote unquote, we got him now, this kind of an idea that you have, you would divorce yourself from that and understand that he has an obligation, he has a job, and you too have a job. We still have a country to run. I want to encourage you guys to be able to do the best that you can, and I know that you will do that. Do it with passion. Do it with determination, but do it with the future of the country in mind. Please, let's not destroy our tomorrow because of the indifference that exists today. To all parties involved, please, let's not destroy tomorrow, the enthusiasm, the potential, the desire, the inquisitive posture of our children because of our adult indifference and our inability to be able to get to an instantaneous resolve. Let cooler heads prevail and get to a place where we can be able to find for true growth and development. As I show today, guys, I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to tune in with us. You can see tomorrow, God Spare Life. We're here with Jamal Strawn tomorrow right here on The Foundation.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down